So as long as you're putting it and following the rules with the DST, which are business purpose, and putting it into investments, it's actually going to spur the economy, and it's going to create more jobs. And when it creates more jobs, the actual IRS, they actually get more tax revenue.
What are some, at what point may I find myself speaking to someone like you? Is it before I'm thinking of getting out of the current asset that I'm in? Do I have to locate an asset ahead of time and then think, hey, then I'm going to help me out here with the timing? I don't know if it happens before, during, or after. At what point do you get involved, Brett?
Great question. So the earlier the better, right? So we want to educate you and your trusted advisors and make sure that A, you're comfortable with what the structure and strategy is. B, you have your deal lined up, and so that it's not too late as well. So a couple things. So you need to have language that is inserted into the purchase and sale agreement that essentially gives you the option for the deferred sales trust. And if as long as you put that in there, you have that option. The second time period we have to find is at close of escrow. We need to make sure the funds are directed to the trust and not to you personally. So the way it works, Ruben, is imagine it was a $10 million sale. Yep. And let's imagine you had a zero basis and it was a business that you're selling. And if you were to sell today, you'd owe about $4 million in tax, about 40%. Yep. And so you say, well, I can have $6 million or I can use the trust. And if I use the trust, $10 million minus some fees, I think I'd rather have that. So you decide to do that. Well, if for some reason escrow sends the funds directly to you, the tax is triggered. But if you can have the funds sent to the trust, this is what we do, then it's all in a deferral state. And then we set up a payment plan based upon your needs and wants. And basically, you live off of that interest. And so you get to live off interest of $10 million minus some fees versus interest of $6 million minus some fees, which before the funds go anywhere, we would say, well, Ruben, where were you planning on putting it? And you said, well, let's plan on diversifying it, maybe put it a little here, a little there. Great. Let's mirror that exact same allocation and let's put it there. Well, I think I want to buy some real estate tomorrow or maybe day 181 or 5 years from now. Great. When that happens, let's sell out of your positions in the stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, and let's fund that new LLC to go purchase that piece of real estate or start that new business. And here's the key. All tax deferred, right? Which is the key here. We're deferring the capital gains tax so that you can live off more of the wealth. You can create more of the wealth. And by the way, the government does this for a few reasons. It's a study of macroeconomics. And the reason they allow you to do this, Ruben, is because they don't want you to sell that $10 million asset and put that $6 million under your pillow and have it not out there working in the economy. So as long as you're putting it and following the rules with the DST, which are business purpose, and putting it into investments, it's actually going to spur the economy, and it's going to create more jobs. And when it creates more jobs, the actual IRS, they actually get more tax revenue. That's the key here. And at the end of the day, it's a win. It's actually a win for the government. It's a win for you, and it's a win for us too, because of course we get fees off of this. But that's essentially why this law has been around since the 1920s, and why we've closed thousands of these trusts, and why we've survived 14 no-change IRS audits, and it's survived scrutiny from FINRA, national law firms, CPAs, tax attorneys, you name it, because it works, and it's actually a win-win for everybody.
Experiment Nation, thank you for watching another video. If you found it to be super helpful and insightful, one that you can take action on, and you'd like to receive more blueprints, more experiments that you can apply in your lab, make sure you text me at my community number personally at 678-679-5613. Write out my number, guys, 678-679-5613, and we'll send you more practical, actionable blueprints so that you can have success in your lab. We'll see you on the other side.